What's up YouTube, it's Ivan here. I'm going to be replacing piston rings and maybe pistons on a 98 Toyota Corolla with a 1.8. I'm going to show you the pistons here. Now I already took out the head gasket and all, as you can see. So piston number 1, mainly I'm worried about piston number 2 and piston number 3. And piston number 4 looks okay, but I won't be able to tell until I take some measurements. So I'm going to start by taking out the oil pan. Now you only want to apply a little bit of tension, that way you don't bend the pan in any way. So just slightly back and forth. There it goes. And the oil pan is out. You want to leave the pan, let whatever excess drip. Alright, we're going to be taking out piston number 2 and piston number 2 and piston number 3 first. As you can see, this engine is in very bad condition, so they were probably doing oil changes in 4,000 to 5,000 miles or just using really bad oil. Take out piston number 2 first. And you'll want to keep all these in order, that way you don't mix them up. You know where everything went, so you can put it back together the same way. Now that bearing doesn't look, I don't know if you can see it very well, but the rod bearing actually doesn't look that bad. For 230,000 miles, it looks in pretty decent condition. And the crank looks good too, so no scoring on the crank. And yeah, these rod bearings look pretty good. Let's take out piston number 3 and we'll check that. Also looks really good. There's no scoring. So you can tell they didn't run it out of oil. Also, the crank looks pretty good here too on piston 3 and piston 2. Okay, now what you'll want to do is you'll want to just pop it out. The piston will start going up. You'll feel it going up. Just push it as far as you can. Or try to make sure that the piston rod won't scratch the cylinder walls here. Okay, I think a little bit further. And it should be just about out. So as you can see here, here's piston number 2. Let me go ahead and slowly pull it out. I'm going to hold the piston rod, make sure it's not scratching the cylinder walls. And there you have it, piston number 2 here. And we're going to look at the rings here. Looks like it's only 3 rings, but it's a top, a middle, and then 3 rings makes the oil ring. And this one's in pretty bad condition.